Morning, happy Wednesday. I'm super excited about today. I'm done with week 2, day 3 of my 21-day program, and I also added on top a back workout with my 10-year-old daughter Kina. We got up at 6 o'clock. We did about 25 minutes this morning before she had to go off to school. So that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm currently at. Currently reading this book, 7 Levels of Intimacy. And that's been very insightful to me. And I'll just tell you guys, one of my struggles is in relationships over my entire life is staying at a surface level and not going very deep. So I'm working on that through the book, The 7 Levels of Intimacy. But I was going to talk to you guys about a simple topic this morning. Make it really short and easy, and because I have a busy day today, lots of things and appointments that I need to do and take care of today. So I'll make this nice and quick this morning. So there's a quote that goes like this. It says, "Mastering others is strength, and mastering yourself is true power." So I want you to write that down. So mastering others is strength, but mastering yourself is true power. So what exactly does that mean, or how can that apply to your life, or how can that help you out? And I've been thinking a lot about this recently and lately, is like how to find the way, or how to gain the ability to take control of your life. And to, as one of my mentors taught me early in my career, to master your emotions. And he called it being a matador of emotions. A matador is the bullfighter that holds the red flag, or the red sheet. He's called a matador. And every time that bull comes at him, think of that like an emotion, you're moving it out. So how do you be that matador of emotion where you don't let these emotions control you or control your life? And so I think about a couple people as I give you guys a clue and an idea on how you can begin to master these emotions. Because all of us, in some way, and I talked yesterday about how to change your state, but all of us have emotions that unfortunately control how we live our lives, how we respond to people, how we work with people. And it could be anger, it could be jealousy, it could be any number of different things, or the feeling of being inadequate or not good enough. And if you want to truly gain power in your life, you have to become a master of these own emotions and a master of yourself. And one thing that I see some very successful people doing in their life is that they're able to be very self-aware. So what being self-aware means is you capture what you're feeling, what you're experiencing inside of that mind, inside of that body of yourself, and you capture it and you understand what's going on and what your mind is saying. And there's different ways that people express with that. You could have a personal diary or journey if you want to. I'll give you some tips, but if you want to become self-aware, hey guys, if you want to become self-aware, you could journal it and diary it. One of the first things I did when I needed to truly master myself was I used a journal and a diary. So you could use a journal and diary. Some people blog. They write out all their opinion, what's going on in their mind, and they do that. Some people just reach out to a trusted friend, and they unload what they're feeling and come up with a solution to that. But it's important that you understand what's going on, that you don't just trap the feelings inside of yourself, and that you become self-aware of okay, what am I feeling? How am I responding to it? How should I respond to it? What's the answer? So there's actually studies done that I want you guys to understand on the brain itself that show that when you can put your feelings into words, let's just say when you can put your feelings into words, you diminish the power, you lower the power that these negative emotions have over yourself. And what that does in turn is it improves your well-being, and it enhances your decision-making skills and your ability to work with people. So I want you guys to think deep about that. So I always say, success leaves clues. Some people write, some great people that I know that really express themselves well. You may think they're just out to inspire people, or they're writing this with the end purpose of recruiting someone to their business or whatnot. But I think about Brigitte Linford, I think about Alyssa Galeos, and I think about Christian Stone. And when I name these people, they're all a part of our business and our company. But Brigitte, she was inputted into a mental institution for wanting to commit suicide at a very young age. Christian Stone recently, just a couple months ago, lost her young daughter to a vehicle, a bicycle vehicle collision. And I think about Elisa. Elisa lost her husband to cancer. And so they have, you can only imagine, and I get the chills thinking about this, the amount of emotions that they are facing every single day inside of them. But what they do is this self-awareness that I'm talking about is they're sharing through writing. Through writing and capturing their feelings and writing their feelings, they're able to diminish the power of those negative feelings over them, and it increases their well-being and their decision-making skills. My gift is not writing. So why do you see me on Facebook Live all the time? It's not just to try to inspire people and whatnot. I'm trying to always process the feelings and emotions and things that are inside of my head. And the best way for me to do that is just because I'm not very good at writing, and if I do write something I can hardly read it, is I just get on a video and I process what I'm thinking about in front of you guys publicly. And so I wanted to help you guys understand that. So there's a couple of things that you guys can do. I want you guys to write these down that can help you out. Number one, if you are working on or struggling on mastering yourself, and I believe that's a lifelong process, or you deal with these negative emotions in your life, watch the video from yesterday on how to change your state, the emotions you're in, and some tips on that. But some things that you can do are, number one, write down your feelings in a journal, or talk with a trusted coworker or friend about the hopelessness or helplessness that you feel. Not in a way to drag them down, but just to open up and say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, and I don't want to feel like this. I'm working on a solution. The second option is, or the second thing is, once that you can master you being self-aware and identifying these feelings that you're having inside of yourself, the next step is to identify which aspects of your life, this is so important, identify which aspects of your life or your current situation that you have control over and which ones you don't. As simple as that. Get a piece of paper or a notebook, put a line down the middle of it, and I want you to write down everything, your stresses, your daily challenges, and your goals. Get a piece of paper, write stresses, daily challenges, and your goals. And then what you can do is separate it into two categories. And what you're going to do with those two categories is you're going to mark the one, you can put an asterisk by the ones you have control over and an X through the ones you don't have control over. But the point of that exercise is just to really help you guys pull apart the stresses that you have in your life and let them go. Because the reality of the matter is that you have no control of them and they're outside of your life. So write down your stresses, your daily challenges, your goals, split a line down the middle, or use an asterisk or whatever you want. These are the ones I have control over. These are the ones I don't have control over. Do that, and that's going to really help you realize that some things you're stressing about that you have no control over, and you can let that burden go. And then next, once you've done that and you've let some of those stresses and burdens go, you can identify the areas of your life that will make a real impact, giving you the thing that you need to know in order to improve your life, in order to move your life forward, those things that you have control over. So as I think about that, whether that's in a business, and there's some aspects of your business you don't have control over, that's a great activity. If it's parenting, you can do the same thing. There's some things that you have control over. There's some things that you don't have control over. So my challenge to you guys, and I'll give you a specific example. Let's say I was having a conversation with the leader of my church, my bishop, last night in a monthly meeting that I do with him. And we were talking about some of these things, and you know, we gave a specific example, and he told me a story about someone where there was a parent that had a child, no longer a child, a young man in his early 20s. And this young man was out partying, being with girls, doing all of that stuff that she didn't raise him to be. And every Mother's Day, she would just cry. She would just break down in tears, and everybody thought it was because she had lost her husband years before. But she was very upset about this, and one day a friend asked her about it, where she was able to, like I said at the beginning of this video, process her feelings. She needed someone to talk to. She shared, no, it's not, I'm not crying because my husband gone. Like, it's very hard on me because I feel guilt inside. I feel guilt, which is emotion, which we talked about. I feel guilt inside that I wasn't a good enough mother. I didn't raise my son in the right way, and that it's my fault that he's doing what he's doing. And so that goes back to the beginning of this video. It's good to have a trusted friend or person that you can talk to about these emotions that you're feeling inside, so you can let them out and let that burden go. But example for that mother would be to look at and write down all her goals, aspirations, emotions, everything out there, and then put an asterisk on the ones that the mother has control over, and the ones that she does not. And unfortunately, a 20-year-old son, or whatever it could be, a 15-year-old son, you literally have no control over what they actually do. You can influence them, right? But if you can just let go of that, or let go of that burden of feeling guilty or that you didn't do enough, and focus on what you can do, which would be, the answer is always love, just so that you guys know. You show love, express love, serve. Like, there's many ways to express love, but serving, loving, and so forth. And you can do that, and you can identify the area and the efforts that will have a real impact, and you can take away the time and energy from feeling guilty or feeling resentment or whatever those negative energies are. You can realize that you can through this activity, let go of them, and then you can focus on the areas that will make an impact. So my challenge is, whatever field you're in, whether you're in a business, you're in a career, you're in a job, you're climbing the corporate ladder, you're a parent, you're a spouse, is just to start small and identify one small goal that you can quickly accomplish in your life. And when you can narrow down your actions, you can really make a difference, and you're able to focus your energies and your efforts. So you can identify a small thing that you can focus on, that you have control over, put your energy and efforts into that. And when you do that, the likelihood of your success is going to improve, and it's going to increase. And as you do that, you're going to relearn that your actions, what you feel and how you act, truly have a direct reflection and a direct outcome on how your life is and how it will look in the future. And when you can do that, you're going to slowly, one day at a time, become a master of yourself. And to go back to what I said, remember, mastering others is strength. So if you're thinking about leading a company or leading a team or leading your son or daughter, like, you can get to the point of mastering them, and there's some strength in that. But if you can truly master yourself, that's where the true power lies within. And that's when you'll have a bigger impact and bigger influence, and be able to impact and direct your energies and focus into the areas that will truly make a bigger difference than if you're focused on negative energies and things you don't have control over. So I hope that helps you in some sort of way. Just to recap, write down your feelings in a journal, talk with a trusted person. And then number 2, master your self-awareness by creating a list of everything that you're feeling, expressing, everything that you want to accomplish. X out the things that you have no control over, asterisk by the ones that you do have control over, and then that's when you really begin to master yourself. So hope this helps you guys in some way or form. If it does, please comment below. I saw some comments. I'm going to come back and read them. I hear about someone that's experienced a husband passing away and a son committing suicide, and journaling is a great idea for them. And I've met many other people that have experienced things like that. So thank you for sharing that. I'll come back and read the comments later. They don't really update on time. But if this does help someone, please share with them. Please comment if you have questions. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, because my goal is to just express myself, and hopefully I can help influence your lives for the positive, because that's my lifelong mission and legacy. I love you guys. Have an incredible day, and see ya.